여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon-Sowa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news and to a live connection with our K-Culture on-site reporter in the heart of Seoul and another connection abroad to Austria. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us today on the show is Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to our K-Culture Dive viewers. I'm Bella Kim, back again to co-host and fill you all in with the latest K-entertainment news.
Bella, can you believe we're already heading towards the month of June?
I know, but it hasn't been too hot yet here in Korea, so it still kind of feels like a pleasant spring.
It does. And today, before we go into K-Enter, we're going to go to a place where you can enjoy that late spring weather. So, the capital Seoul may be a fast-moving global city, but one event is encouraging people to slow down and reconnect with nature. Our Yoon Se-young is live at the Seoul International Garden Show at Seoul Forest. Hello, Se-young. What's the scene like there over today?
Hi, Soa. Just look how green this place is. I'm here at Seoul Forest, where this year's Seoul International Garden Show is filling the park with gardens, cultural spaces, and visitors from across cities and different countries as well. And after a rainy morning here in Seoul, I think the entire atmosphere has become even more beautiful now. The flowers and trees are freshly washed, and the air feels even more fresher and cooler as well. And behind me, you'll see a outdoor stage that hosted this year's opening ceremony, which shows that this event is not only about the garden itself, but also about the culture, art, and design at the same time. And what's catching the attention of visitors this year, especially, are gardens inspired by none other than K-culture. We first have K-Beauty Garden and Pavilion, where visitors can enjoy the lighting, flowers, and K-beauty products, and also enjoy the Korean people's self-care culture. And we also have K-Heritage Pavilion, where visitors can enjoy the Korean traditional way of landscaping culture and the idea of harmony between nature and everyday life. And we also have K-pop garden, where you can enjoy the K-pop culture, of course, and K-pop related items as well. And to hear more about the atmosphere here today, let's speak with one of the visitors here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, where are you from and what's your name?
My name is William. I come from Brazil. I came here to visit Korea and such beautiful environment.
Okay, how did you know about this festival and why did you decide to come here, this particular event?
Yeah, a lot of people there in my country watch the Korean culture, the dramas, we say doramas, and we are like in love with the bands, the K-pop bands, and the environment, the ambience here in this park is such nice. I mean, it's one of the best places I've been in my whole trip here. I went to Japan as well, and this park is one of the most beautiful I've seen. A lot of gardens, people are very polite here in Korea, so I'm glad I'm here.
Very nice. And what has been the most impressive part of this event?
I mean, the impressive, besides all the environment, the gardens, are a lot of different gardens and places to be seated, just, wondering about life. The people are very kind here. In the entire country, but here in the park, people are more peaceful and just walking around, contemplating life. It's very kind.
All right, Korea, especially Seoul, is known as one of the busiest and most densely populated cities in the world. But this kind of event, does it change the image of Seoul? A city known as a very, very busy city, right?
It does. I walked around the town and people walking like with such a hurry. And here in the park, everything is more calm and people are just contemplating life like it should be, not in a hurry. Like contemplating life is a gift and we should contemplate it more.
All right, thank you so much for your participation today and enjoy the rest of your trip in Seoul.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Like you heard from the interview, you can see the families with the little children just walking through the gardens, and couples are taking selfies together. And some people are just sitting quietly and enjoying the atmosphere. Some people are just reading books quietly. So this place is where you can just chill and relax in the middle of the city like Seoul. And even on the weekdays, you can see that the park is drawing a lot of visitors from different cities who wants to enjoy these beautiful gardens together. And here you can also experience the culture, music, design, art, and everything all together. And international visitors, they will have a chance to see how Korea is expressing its culture through public spaces like this. I love this space, and I have to enjoy this more after the show. So reporting live from Seoul Forest, I'm Yoon Se-young, and back to you, Soa.
All right, thank you very much, Seong. I hope you do enjoy the rest of the nice afternoon over there. And thank you for bringing a bit of that great experience to our viewers and to us here in the studio. And back in the studio, we're going to hear from Bella Kim on the latest in the world of K-entertainment. So Bella, let's kick off with BTS. You've got some updates on how amazing they've been doing with their recent album, Arirang.
That's correct. BTS are proving their worldwide popularity with their fifth full-length album, Arirang. According to the latest Billboard charts, the album's title track, Swim, topped the Billboard Global excluding US chart for a third consecutive week. This feat marks the group's seventh #1 on the chart, making BTS the most chart-topping artist this year. The song also stayed strong on the Billboard Global 200 at #10 and remained on the Hot 100 at #55. In addition, Swim ranked high on several US radio charts as well, showing BTS's growing mainstream popularity in America. The album Arirang itself also continued its impressive run, landing at #10 on the Billboard 200 for the 9th straight week. Meanwhile, BTS are making waves in Europe as well. In France, their 2020 hit track, On, recently earned a gold certification after surpassing 15 million streaming equivalent plays.
Wow, they are really on fire, especially with their recent AMA win as well. But Bella, let's talk about their little brothers, another boy group that's doing really great on the Billboard charts.
Right, we're talking about Cortis. They are continuing their global rise as they show strong performance on the Billboard charts. According to Billboard's latest chart, Cortis' second mini album, Green Green, ranked #30 on the Billboard 200 charts. After debuting at #3 last week, the album has now remained on the chart for 2 back-to-back weeks. This milestone is notable as Cortis are the only K-pop boy group out of all the groups that have debuted within the last 5 years that have managed to stay on the Billboard 200 for more than 1 week with a single album. In addition, Green Green topped both the World Albums chart and the Top Album Sales chart for a second consecutive week. And with these achievements, Cortis climbed to #14 on Billboard's Artist 100 chart, standing alongside global stars like Sabrina Carpenter and even beating Bad Bunny. The group also dominated Korean music charts. The title track Red Red topped both Melon and Bug's weekly charts, making Cortis the only boy group to reach #1 on Melon's weekly chart this year.
Incredible records there. But Bella, we're now going to talk about a brand new rookie group that's out.
And they're doing amazing. I gotta tell you, a rookie group N-Double are making a powerful entrance into the global music scene, sweeping major charts at home and also abroad immediately after their debut. And I have to tell you that it was just 2 days ago, on May 26th, that they made a debut. The group's first mini album, Sequence 1, Curiosity, entered the top 10 of the iTunes Top Albums charts in 23 regions right after its release. The album even topped the charts in 8 countries, including Japan, Indonesia, and Malaysia. N-Double are also seeing explosive growth in China as the album topped QQ Music's daily best-selling album chart. Here at home in Korea, the album dominated the Melon chart as well, as all of the tracks on the album entered Melon Hot 100 chart, which is very rare for a rookie group. Sequence 1 Curiosity explores the theme of human curiosity and the excitement of stepping into an unfamiliar world through a trendy and emotional sound.
Looking forward to all of their activities from here on.
Right.
And thank you very much, Bella, for those updates.
Yes, I'll stick around.
And time now to go over to our AI anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. President Lee Jae-myung has called for all-out efforts to ensure the successful hosting of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee session set to take place in Busan in July. Speaking at a preparatory briefing for the upcoming Heritage meeting on Wednesday, President Lee said the gathering would provide a key opportunity to showcase South Korea's cultural strength and global leadership on the world stage. He also expressed hope that it would help promote the value of Korean heritage worldwide. Lee ordered thorough and meticulous preparations, noting that it will mark the first time Korea hosts a committee meeting since joining the World Heritage Convention in 1988. South Korea's culture and transport ministries have joined forces to enhance transportation access for regional tourism. They launched a new tourism transport policy council aimed at addressing mobility issues travelers face when visiting regional destinations. At its first meeting, discussions focused on measures to strengthen links between air, rail and bus services to encourage more regional travel by foreign tourists. Proposals included adding late-night airport limousine buses and introducing an integrated transport pass. The Culture Ministry said boosting regional tourism is essential to achieving the government's goal of attracting 30 million foreign visitors, pledging to create a more seamless travel experience from arrival to departure. Free hiking safety gear rentals are now being offered at some 20 mountain national parks across Korea. Visitors can borrow equipment by submitting an application at visitor support centers and other designated locations. Available items include hiking boots, trekking poles, first aid kits, seat pads, crampons, and hand warmers. Last year, some 6,600 rentals were recorded at 12 national parks, including Bukhansan National Park and Jidisan National Park. Further details are available on the Korea National Park Service's official website. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
As Arirang reported, President Lee Jae-myung called on South Korea to step up preparations for the UNESCO World Heritage Committee meeting in Busan this July. Now, our Jung Hye-rim was in the southeastern city of Busan, where global experts gathered on Wednesday to discuss geoheritage conservation and unveil a new Korea-led international declaration.
Scientists and heritage experts from around the world gathered in Busan for an international symposium on Wednesday on the future of geoheritage conservation. Hosted by the Korea Heritage Service ahead of the 48th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, the event focused on the launch of the KGA Korea Declaration. KGA, or Key Geoheritage Areas, refers to the internationally significant geological site, including fossils, volcanic landscapes, and rock formations.
We reaffirm that geoheritage is not merely a remnant of the past, but a responsibility owed to future generations, and we hereby declare our collective commitment to protecting its value through the shared resolve and concerted action of the international community.
The symposium also highlighted the significance of Korea serving as a chair country for the upcoming UNESCO session.
Only a few countries in Asia have so far chaired the World Heritage Committee, so it's really, I think, special that Korea is now hosting. World Heritage meetings are 10 days, sometimes sensitive political discussions, so the chairmanship, or the chairpersonship rather, has a big impact in influencing those decisions.
Experts also called for stronger international cooperation, saying geoheritage conservation should become a central part of global nature protection efforts. They added that the KGA initiative could help identify important natural heritage sites in countries that currently have none recognized by UNESCO. As Korea prepares to host this year's UNESCO World Heritage Committee meeting here in Busan, the KGA Korea Declaration establishes a new major global system to protect our planet's threatened geological history. 정혜림, Arirang News, Busan.
Vienna, widely known as the city of classical music, is seeing growing interest in Korean traditional percussion. Local residents are even taking classes to learn instruments and rhythms from Korea's traditional performance culture. Today, we'll talk with Shin Dong-ho, director of the Korean Cultural Center in Austria, about the appeal of Korean traditional music and why it is resonating with audiences there. Hello, Director Shin.
Hello, Director.
Hello.
Happy to have you on the show, Director Shin. So first and foremost, before we go into the classes in Austria, could you maybe introduce to our viewers the most well-known forms of Korean traditional percussion? And also, where do you usually encounter that here in Korea?
So, Seoljanggu is a style of performance in which the musician sits and skillfully plays delicate, highly technical jangu rhythms. And Samulori is a creative performing art in which four percussion instruments, buk, jangu, quengari, and jing, play in harmony to create a dynamic, energetic performance. In Korea, these performances are commonly seen at holiday events such as Korean New Year, Seollal, and Chuseok, as well as at local festivals.
Right, great. And now let's talk about your classes. So please introduce the classes you run in Vienna and also what motivates local participants to join them and what kinds of people tend to enroll in your classes.
So currently, Park Chan-ju, who is coming from the Korean National University of Arts, is leading 3 Seoljanggu classes and 2 Samulori classes at our center in Austria. Tailoring the lessons to the level of beginners, she starts from the basics, such as the names of the instruments, how to hold the sticks, and proper playing postures, and progresses step by step. The Seoljanggu classes are based on the Samdo Seoljanggu style, while the Samulori classes focus on the Uttari Samulori style. Local participants are primarily people with a keen interest in Korean culture in general, including the Korean language and traditional instruments. They usually find us through Instagram or recommendations from friends who have already taken the classes at our center. The age range of participants is pretty diverse, spanning from their 20s to their 60s. While I don't know everyone's specific occupations, most are professionals with full-time jobs or homemakers raising children who participate to find a source of vitality in their daily lives.
Wow. Great to see how big that interest is and also how approachable these classes seem to be.
It does look very interesting by the videos that we've just seen. So when it comes to Korean traditional percussions, there's so many appeals from how it looks to how it sounds. So what aspect of it seem to fascinate the classes or the participants the most?
So they are discovering the appeal of Korean traditional percussion in many ways, from its visual aspects to the elements that distinguish it from Western music. First, they are deeply interested and fascinated by the unique appearance of the instruments and the distinctive playing techniques themselves. Musically, they find the rhythm sense of the 3/4 time, a unique rhythmic structure to Korean traditional music, extremely fascinating. In particular, in the Samulori class, they seem to experience incredible joy and satisfaction when their breathing and timing perfectly align while performing and adding core and response together.
All right, and Korean traditional percussion, as you said, has its own unique rhythmic structures and so-called 장단 patterns. So, Director Shin, are there any aspects that Austrian students find especially challenging when learning 장구 or Korean percussion instruments?
The most challenging aspect is the unique rhythmic structure of mixed time signatures combining 3/4 and 2/4 time. It tends to take some time for students who are accustomed to the conventional metronome beat to grasp the push and pull rhythm characteristic of traditional Korean music. They also find it unfamiliar to memorize and vocalize rhythmic cues such as dong, pung, da, ugum, which are written and expressed solely in Korean rather than using a musical score. Additionally, the ensemble style of playing, where musicians face each other and synchronize their rhythm through eye contact and breathing without a Western-style conductor, is something they initially find awkward. However, as they practice repeatedly, they internalize the rhythms physically and become noticeably more comfortable. We feel a great sense of fulfillment when the students overcome their initial awkwardness and gradually perform the melodies beautifully.
Great to hear of that fulfillment coming from both the teachers and the students. But what kinds of songs or rhythmic patterns are students actually learning during the classes? And also among the instruments used in 설장구 or 사물놀이, as you mentioned, are there any that local students seem to especially enjoy or find interesting?
In our current classes, the 설장구 class focuses on 삼도 설장구, and the 사물놀이 class focuses on the rhythms of 웃다리 사물놀이. The instruments that students find particularly interesting and enjoy are the 장구 and the 꽹과리. 장구 is the most widely recognized of all traditional Korean instruments, and unlike other instruments, it is played using both hands differently, which seems to give it a dynamic appeal. The 꽹과리 seems to attract students with its surprising contrast. Despite its small, cute appearance, it produces an incredibly loud sound. Students seem particularly drawn to it because it plays the role of leader in 사물놀이, guiding the entire ensemble and signaling the rhythm.
And for myself too, 꽹과리 is the sound that sticks with me the most within the Korean traditional percussions as well.
I'm also a 꽹과리 person.
Yes. So Austria is famous for the music of composers like Mozart and Beethoven. So compared to classical music traditions, what kind of unique appeal do local audiences seem to find in these Korean traditional percussions? And also, while you're running your classes, are there any particularly memorable reactions or stories from students that you can recall?
While Western classical music is standardized through sheet music, traditional Korean percussion is characterized by the dynamic energy and freedom created through direct physical interaction. It seems that the 신명, the sense of joy and excitement from making eye contact and communicating with one another, is what truly captivates the locals. In fact, there was an Austrian student who used to feel anxious about performing without sheet music. At first, he struggled greatly with the unfamiliar Korean vocal cues like dong, kum, da, and the lack of sheet music. But after he gradually learned in this class, he is now able to perform in an ensemble even without sheet music.
And last but not least, Director Shin, are there any upcoming programs related to Korean traditional culture being planned at your center? And are there any other aspects maybe of Korean culture that you would especially like to introduce to local audiences in the future?
This year, the Korean Cultural Center Austria plans to introduce various aspects of traditional Korean culture to Austria. First, during the first week of July, we will host the Inspire Me Korea Hallyu Festival at the Donau Fest, the world's largest outdoor music festival. Through activities such as hanbok try-ons, Korean food booths, and traditional Korean games, we aim to introduce traditional Korean culture to more Austrians and Europeans. In addition, we plan to continue promoting Korean traditional music, food culture, and clothing culture through the Hallyu Festival scheduled for September, as well as Chuseok and National Day events in Vienna. Furthermore, in response to the diverse demand for Korean culture in Austria, the Korean Cultural Center will introduce not only music such as K-pop and samulori, but also K-food and K-beauty, which have recently gained significant popularity locally. We will also strive to ensure that more people in Austria and Central and Eastern Europe are exposed to and develop an interest in Korean culture by introducing various aspects of Korean culture, including contemporary art, film, literature, and history. Please continue to show your interest in support for the Korean Cultural Center in Austria. Thank you.
We sure will. Wow, there is a lot coming up, and especially having Korean culture at the Donau. I think that's going to be fascinating. Thank you very much, Director Shin, for connecting with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to have you back here very soon.
Yes, I'll see you back soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.